Okay, we're going to take a look at one of the last properties of circles. We've done central angles, we've done radii. Now we're going to look at angles on the same arc and how they relate to each other and what the rule is for those. So we're going to go to our circle and we're going to draw a central angle. So we're going to draw a central angle to the circumference and we'll label that A, B, C, or okay, it's going to ACD. Okay, so we've got our central angle. Now I'm going to draw an inscribed angle or an angle on the circumference that that will apply and share the arc with this central angle. Now remember, we've got an arc here, and the arc goes from here to there, and I'm just going to recolor that if I can. So there's the arc that the central angle has, right? ACD has this arc in the circle. Now I'm going to draw an inscribed angle or an angle at the circumference that has the same arc. So I'm going to go from there, and I'm going to go down to here. And there is an angle on the circumference or an inscribed angle that also shares that arc with ACD. And I'll just label that. Okay, so that's AED. Now, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to draw another inscribed angle or angle on the circumference with the same arc as this. I can draw a whole ton of them. You saw them when you did the Desmos activity. So if I draw another one, I'm going to go from A to the circumference and then back down to D. And there's another one, and I'll just label that. Okay, so now we've got, I'm just going to hide this. Look what we've got here. We've got two angles, AED and AFD, that both have the same arc as the central angle. They share an arc with the central angle. So guess what? If I can find the measure of ACD, and then I find the measure of AED, they should be the relationship 124 to 62, right? The relationship is a ratio of a half, or this one is in fact double this one, right? That we know that to be true. And that means that this angle, guess what? This angle is also going to be, if I measure it, AFD, 62, right? So that's not rocket science. But what happens in an internal is what they will present to you is this. They will present you a diagram with this without the central angle in it. But because these angles share an arc, right, this orange arc, because they share an arc, then they're always going to be equal. And it doesn't matter where I move them, right? Sometimes they look like this if you take a look. Okay, so this one's still 89, this still is 89, because if you look, that arm down to the A and that arm down to the D, and this one goes down to D and this one goes down to A as well, so they share that arc. And as long as they share an arc, they're going to be equal. And you might have very different looking ones. Okay, where's the arc now? The arc has changed, right? It's changed where the arc actually is. But do they still share that arc? They do. Look. And if I want to select that, I can make it purple, right? So I've changed them. I've changed them around so the arc has changed, but they still share that arc. So AED still shares the arc. So if I wanted to just sort of hide those, if I wanted to hide that, right? There's the arc. And then if I unhide, how do I unhide? I'll probably shouldn't have done that. Unhide. Unhide. Right? So those still share this arc here, this purple arc. And so they're going to be equal. And I don't want, I can bring that up here, right? So you can change the size of the arc, but as long as they still have that arc, as long as they still share that arc, then you basically don't see, right? You don't see the central angle because they don't put that in there. So we'll hide that and hide that. And so we don't see that central angle in there. So angles on the arc. So they don't often show us, so basically they just do this. They just show us an inscribed angle with an arc, and then another inscribed angle with the same arc, right? So they're sharing that arc there, and that means that that angle there and that angle there are going to be the same size because of the whole idea around central angles.